Well, hey everybody! Thank you for joining me today and taking this time out. So today, what I wanted to do is just talk about employee engagement, and I think it's something that is particularly relevant, especially in this current climate of COVID-19 and the global pandemic that is rocking our world at the moment. So, one of the things that is apparent on here, and let me just share my screen so you can see. What I want to talk about is how you actually maximize your most valuable asset. All right. So how do you do that? Let me just start this as a slideshow. There we go. So how do you maximize your most valuable asset? Well, again, my name is Chris Baker, and my business is called Release Your Unconscious. And one of the things to think about first of all is, what is your most valuable asset? Now, you may think I'm talking to business owners. Well, I'm talking to business owners, but also parents, and I'll explain why a little bit later. But most people would see an asset as something like machinery or the building, the premises that they're in. If you're not a business owner, you may think it's your cars, your vehicles, your house, the technology that you own. As again, the picture on the right there, you could think it's the trademarks, the patents, the goodwill, the knowledge, the brands, or other intangible assets. Well, they are all valuable assets without a shadow of a doubt. However, the most valuable asset is people. All right? Now, people can be, it is everybody. If you think about it, that's you. That's your employees. If you're a parent, that's your kids. It's your customers. If you're a teacher, an educator, a professor, again, it's your students. So the most valuable asset is always your people. Now, what I want to talk to you about again is employee engagement. So at the moment, it is very difficult to keep employees actively engaged in what it is that you're doing, right? And again, this can apply to your kids, right? Your kids are at home and they've been at home for a while. Now they may be going back to virtual learning at school. How do you keep them engaged? Well, let's look at some figures here. And first of all, let's look at what are engaged employees. So engaged employees are highly involved and enthusiastic. They're psychological owners of the business, right? They may not own the business, but in their minds, they believe that they are that part of it, and they should be. They drive performance and innovation, and they move the whole organization forward. They're forward thinkers. They're what we have solution-oriented thinking rather than they bring you problems all of the time. All right, so they're your engaged employees. Then there's the not engaged employees. Now, these are... They're maybe psychologically unattached. They put in time, but they generally have less energy and no passion towards the business. So in other words, they're sort of going through the motions. Now, I've got to admit, I've been in that position before, right? And I've seen an awful lot of people in that position, which is what prompted me to start looking into employee engagement and actually teaching and coaching on employee engagement. And then you have your disengaged employees. Now, these are the ones that are resentful that their needs are not being met. They act out their unhappiness, right? You can probably relate to this and recognize people that are in this state. What they also have a tendency to do is undermine what the engaged employees accomplish. All right, so that's actually having a negative effect on those engaged employees right at the top and washing out what they're doing. Now, again, you may look at this and you may think, well, most of my employees are engaged. Well, let me share some statistics with you that were taken from the Gallup State of the Global Workplace report from 2017. Now, I know that's 3 years ago, and I would probably say, and you probably agree with me, that in this current climate, these figures may even be slightly more towards the not engaged than the disengaged, but bear with me. So worldwide, what Gallup said is that in 2017, only 15%, so that's 15% of worldwide employees were engaged. Two-thirds of employees fall into that not engaged section. And 18%, so 18% are actively disengaged. So you've got more actively disengaged employees worldwide than you've got engaged. And the rest of them are just going through the motions. That's not a good picture, right? Well, again, if you're watching from the US, you may be saying, yeah, but that's different. That's worldwide. Well, in the US, yes, in 2017, it was a slightly better picture. 31% were engaged, 52% were not engaged, and 17% were disengaged. But even with 31% engaged employees, it means that 69% of employees are not engaged or actively disengaged. That needs to change. So what is the cost of that? Well, again, here's the statistics from that report. And it shows that highly engaged business units experience 41% lower absenteeism. So less call outs, less sick time, 41%, that's huge. They also experience 17% higher productivity. Their turnover is 24 to 59% lower than disengaged or less than highly engaged business units, so the lower section of it. All right, now again, you may think, well, what does that matter? Well, again, statistics show that it costs 1 to 2 times an annual salary to replace somebody. So if you could lower your turnover by 24 to 59%, let's even go at that 25%, the lower end of it. Right? And let's say you're losing 4 people a year, and their salary is $50,000, that's at least $200,000 that you're saving. And probably nearer the 300,000 to 400,000. That's only on 4 employees. The highly engaged business units also experience 28% less shrinkage. So that's coming from items disappearing off the shelf, shall we say. They experience 70% less safety incidents. That's huge. The customer metrics are 10% higher. So that's the satisfaction ratings, and remember that the customers are people, the customers are what is a lifeline of your business. Without customers, you're dead in the water. So if you can increase your customer metrics by 10%, what that does also, you can see it increases sales by 20%, and it makes you 21% more profitable. 21%. So I think all of those figures are something that as a business owner, a business leader, it's something you would want, correct? So what can you do? Well, first of all, you can listen to your team. Right? So we all talk to them, but how much do we listen to them? Right? Do we actually understand what it is that they're saying? The same applies to our customers. What are the customers saying? Are we listening to what they're saying? Or are we just saying, oh, well, it doesn't matter, there's plenty more customers available? No, there aren't. What you can also do is invest in yourself. And you can invest in your team. Now, what I've noticed in the corporate world, and as a corporate trainer and facilitator, see that in times of trouble, one of the first thing that goes is learning the development budget. But you can see that should be something that actually should be increased in this time. It should be stepped up, not reduced, because it's not a cost. People see it as a cost. It's an investment. And if you don't believe me, look at these statistics. As a business owner, if anybody can tell me that they wouldn't want to increase their business profitability, increase their sales, increase their customer metrics, increase their productivity, lower absenteeism, lower shrinkage, lower safety incidents. The business owner can tell me that you wouldn't want to do that, then you shouldn't be in business, to be frank. So it's not a cost, it's an investment, because that small amount of time and money that you invest every month on yourself and your team will have massive returns. Now, as a Walt Disney Legacy Award recipient and a proud recipient of that, I want to share a Walt Disney quote with you, and it says, you can design and create and build the most wonderful place in the world, but it takes people to make the dream a reality. So that's people, that's you, that's your team, that's your customers. If you take people out of a business, all you've got is brick and mortar or an online store. You haven't got anything and nobody to buy it. So invest in your team. invest in yourself. One of the things I noticed in my 30+ year corporate career is that the number of those not engaged employees was rising and rising, and it was having a negative effect on others. So I started looking back and working out, where did this happen? And I realized it's in the teenage years. So that's why now a lot of my focus is on teenagers, because I want to educate the teenagers in this way of thinking, so that when they come into the workforce and become your employees, they're already in the right state of mind. They've already got the right work ethics. They know what they want to do and why they want to do it. They align with your purpose and your cause, so they become better employees. You see, I'm developing tomorrow's leaders today, and that's going to benefit business owners like yourself. Or if you're a parent, again, you're going to want to improve the start in life that your children have, right? So this is why every program that I offer to businesses, when a business signs up for a 12-month program, which incidentally can be as little as $250 a month for your entire organization, I gift the program to a youth group as well. If an individual signs up for as little as $49 a month, I gift it to a teenager in need. So not only can you benefit yourself and your team, but you're also going to benefit the future generation of leaders, the future workforce. Because by 2025, which is only 4.5 years away now, 75% of the workforce are going to be millennials. Now, already people are saying, business leaders and managers are saying that they don't understand millennials. Well, we need to start doing that, and that's what my programs do. So if you are interested in learning more, you can contact me. I've got my telephone number, cell number, email, website address, and you can listen to my podcast. I'd be more than happy to share with you. Or just reach out to me. Let's chat. So let's change the world, right? Let's really do something to change the world. Let's develop tomorrow's leaders today. I look forward to speaking to you, and I hope you do invest in yourself. Have a fantastic day. Bye for now.